My name is Bärbel Hölscher, and I am a graduate clerk. Kinesiology came into my life through my children. Since 1992, I am a kinesiologist, and since 2010, I am a professional kinesiologist with the human brain as specialty field. Kinesiology has its origin in the Greek word kinesis, which means the doctrine of the movement. We kinesiologists work with a so-called muscle test. This is our working tool, and at the same time a biofeedback system which informs us about the extent to which stress is in the respective system, body, mind and soul. If the muscle test turns on when used, no stress is present in that moment. When the muscle test gives in, an imbalance becomes visible, which then is brought back into balance by various correction techniques. Therefore, our work does not mean treating, but balancing. This is kinesiology. The kinesiology that I use is called Neuro energy kinesiology, and it is based on the latest brain research. Practically speaking, it works as following. There are hand positions in conjunction with acupuncture points. By doing this, I address specific areas of the brain. Afterwards, I check back via the muscle test whether stress is present, and if so, I download the stress from the system, mostly by keeping acupuncture points pressed. This is basically the image of the work I do. I always say that the client does the work, not me. I only press a few points. Miss Hölscher, you wrote a book and developed a course entitled Powerful Reflexes Shape the Life. What made you come up with the idea for this course? In 2008, I attended a seminar of a Russian neuropsychologist, Dr. Svetlana Maskutova, with emphasis on early childhood reflexes. This was the basis for my book, and on top of this, I then developed the course. In the course, I present 25 reflexes, how they are triggered, what impact they have for the later life, and what happens if they are not integrated. What do you call integration in this context? Integration means that after a certain period of time, early childhood reflexes can no longer be observed in motor rest reactions. If they are still observable, this can be, exemplary speaking, seen in people who always walk around with their mouth open. This is due to a lack of mouth closure. If you tell them, close your mouth, they cannot. The mouth reopens instantly. Another example are children who dribble a lot. This implies that the so-called search, sucking and swallowing reflex is not sufficiently integrated. Search and sucking should be integrated. Swallowing, of course, not. We must swallow all our life. But we definitely do not have to search and suck anymore. And that the respective reflex is not integrated can be recognized with these two examples I have just mentioned. Another criterion is, for example, if someone has a vulture neck and moves forward like this. That means that the so-called symmetrical tonic neck reflex is not integrated. This is the consequence of a not well integrated symmetric tonic neck reflex. What is the content of your course? I present 25 reflexes, how they are triggered and which anomalies occur when they are not integrated totally. Furthermore, I will demonstrate 4 exercises that are suitable for integrating not well integrated reflexes subsequently. Could you give me 3 examples what these exercises are good for? First, in my course the participants learn a physiological attitude, a posture. Most people do not have a physiological attitude. They either stand crooked, stretch their belly out, have a hollow back, or the neck is leaning forwards. I as well show how a physiological attitude looks like and how one can learn to incorporate it. Thereby, the well-being is increased, which is the second benefit of the course. And what also happens frequently is that one's communication improves instantly. How does one have to imagine the effect of the exercises? The effect mainly targets the brain. Our eyes are the direct way to the diencephalon, our interbrain. When the eyes begin to shine, when the face muscles are more relaxed than before, when the entire posture has changed, we know that there is an effect on the brain. Where do the exercises come from? A physiotherapist, who unfortunately passed away in 2006, developed them. I then developed them further, based on the Chinese martial arts, mainly Wing Chun. Through Wing Chun I learned the most. It kindly gave me the icing on the cake. Because of Wing Chun, I was able to improve the exercises significantly. Can these exercises be performed at home? Yes, certainly. The participants of my course receive a detailed description of these exercises with pictures for the respective movement which has to be performed. In addition, you can click on YouTube, where I demonstrate the first exercise in detail. On YouTube, I only demonstrate the first exercise. The other exercises will be taught in my course. In which places will the course be offered to attend? First of all in Münster, since I live there. In Münster there will be a course every month. Also in Switzerland for the 4th time now. In the nearer future I will be in Tübingen. I am frequently invited to teach my course, also in Hanover and southern Germany. Now I have a first request for Toronto in late summer of 2015. On request, I am happy to teach my course in different cities also. So, if people want me to come to their city and are willing to organize basic conditions, I will teach my course to them wherever they want me to. Can you put your motivation for your work in a nutshell? Yes. Helping people help themselves.